All right, good afternoon. Welcome to the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm going to put this on silent. I'm with you, I don't know, for a couple hours. We'll see what happens. How is everybody doing? Got out of school a little early, so I'm here a little early. Cause I know y'all, after last week and I came on the one day and I was like, we're gonna play it by ear, but then I didn't get a chance to come on the rest of the week. I'm still, figuring it out. So give me a minute. And, there's still other things that I have to do. It's not like I just go to school and that's it. So, if I go to school and then, which happened last week, I get an order. Then I get out of school 5, I get home about 5:30-ish. But I didn't get that order out. I got to do what I got to do. So just be patient while we figure it all out. I hope everybody's doing good. How was your weekend? My weekend was busy. But I'm here now. So I'm not going to complain about it. I made a little money and didn't get much sleep. But I'm here, and that's what's important. What everybody's talking about. I wasn't focused on what was going on. And I got a text, I want to say it was Saturday morning, from my brother. I got a text from Nate. No, my classes are not in White Oak. I got a class from Nate, and he's like, did you see the video? And I'm like, no. And so he sent me the video, or, a link to the video. And I saw the video of the altercation that happened, I guess, somewhere downtown on, Friday night. I haven't looked into all of the details, and I don't know none of the people involved and all of that kind of stuff. But I've heard a few more details. And, of course, all of this is based on if the information that we're being given is true. Because I can't necessarily say that it is. But if the information that we are being given is true, I'm disturbed. But here's what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to justify bad actions by anyone. I want that part to stick in. By anyone. Because what I'm hearing is a lot of people really just kind of glancing over the fact that maybe that white man started everything. That maybe that white dude started everything. Well, but that don't justify what happened afterwards. Didn't say it justified it, but at least you should mention it. And if we gonna talk about consequences for your actions, guess what? There are consequences for starting shit. And there should be further legal consequences for starting stuff. Right? But we gonna act like, hey, okay, he might have started it, but that don't it make everything else okay? No, it don't. But it means that was the catalyst. And since when do we look past the catalyst and just look at everything else that happened? When do we focus on everything else that happened? Black man go running from the police hunt him down, shoot him in the back of the head. What do we look at? We don't say, hey, the police, where's this so on? No, we like, what's the first thing that some of these same people who talking about, well, let's not focus on that. What's the first thing they say? If he wouldn't have ran, we focus on the catalyst. We look at this is what happened to cause all the rest of that. I know a lot of y'all saw the video, and I don't remember where it was, but the video of the young man sitting in the car, I guess he had gotten stopped, and he was asking the police officers, get me a supervisor, and they were telling him, like, look, it's the middle of the day, it's raining, you supposed to have your lights on. He like, that don't make no sense to me, get me a supervisor. They like, get out the car. He like, get me a supervisor. They like, get out the car. He like, give me a supervisor. So they bust out the window, and sock him in the face, they could say it wasn't a sock. You know what I'm saying? If you use an open hand palm, that's the same as socking somebody in the face. They sock dude in the face. They pull him out the car. They sock him in the face some more. They slam him on the ground. They kick him. They punch him. They do all of that kind of stuff. They put handcuffs on him. We see the video. What's that police chief down there saying? That don't tell the whole story. See, we need to know what started it. You're just seeing a part of it. But what really matters is what started everything. But now we're in this situation where, well, let's not focus on what started it. Let's look at everything that happened after what started it. I don't like that. I don't agree with that. Let's focus on what started it. Let's focus on what started it. Now, look at me wrong. Do I have all of the information? Do I have all of the details? No. I don't have all the details. If what I'm hearing is correct, though, some attention should be made or given to what started it. He's the victim now? Now he's the victim? If my understanding is correct and you slap a brother, bad stuff might happen. Do that justify everything? No, none of this justifies anything. I don't know what happened before the slap. Do that justify the slap? No. But why is nobody talking about the slap? I mean, but now he's the victim. And I get the fight. Let me say this. I listened to Wyatt for, probably, when I got out around 3, I listened to him probably starting around, 3:15-ish. And I understand exactly what he's saying. And I don't disagree with the point that I heard him trying to make. I don't think that the entire altercation was racial. I don't believe the entire altercation was racial, and I would hope that they wouldn't try to view it through a racial lens. But just because I hope it, the reality is telling me, watching the news, listening to talk radio, listening to city leaders, listening to former city leaders, listening to all of the chatter that's going on in the mainstream Cincinnati media, they've determined that this is racial. Let me tell you why they've determined that this is racial. Because the so-called victims were white. That's the only reason that they have determined that this was racial. If these were all black people in this exact same video, you wouldn't have them on 700 WLW talking about these black people punched this white lady and she hit the ground. Because, of course, they wouldn't be white. So you wouldn't, these people punched this person and they hit the ground. You wouldn't hear that. You wouldn't hear the police chief talking about, this is not Cincinnati, or what's that, Jan? I don't know, whoever it was. This is not Cincinnati, and we're looking to find everybody in that video and blah, blah, blah. You wouldn't hear that if these quote-unquote victims were not white. They would just be looking at it saying, oh, they're animals. I mean, they're saying that anyway, but now they're saying they're animals with a racial tinge. So I can hope all day that they don't turn this racial, but they've already turned it racial. I'm one of these people who, first, I believe almost everything is racial in America. If you got two races involved in whatever the thing is, it's gonna be racial. So I already, it's racial, meaning the reaction to it is based on the race of the people involved in it. Whatever it is, The reaction, white cops beat up a black guy, yes, racial. Black cops beat up a white guy, racial. If there are multiple races involved, they're gonna look at it through a racial lens. It's gonna be racial. And because I had to say this before it completely leave my mind. I actually even heard somebody bring up Al Sharpton. Here's why I get frustrated when y'all talk bad about Al Sharpton and what Al Sharpton does. What is the news media in Cincinnati doing? They're doing what Al Sharpton does. They're just doing it for the other side. See, they don't need an Al Sharpton to come in and point out that, hey, there's some racial stuff going on and, our person is the victim here. They don't need an Al Sharpton to come in because they've got the news media to do that for them. Sure, if this was the other way around, then, they would just be, hey, some bad stuff happened at the country music fest and, some fights broke out and, and then Al Sharpton would have to come in like, no, they surrounded this guy and they beat him and it was racial. But in this case, turn the other way around. You don't need Al Sharpton to come in or a white Al Sharpton to come in. They got their white Al Sharpton, Trisha Mackey. She gonna make sure that y'all see this through the racial prism. White people are victims. Bill Cunningham, I didn't even get a chance to listen to him today. I can almost guarantee, the white people are victims. These black people got together and they beat up these white people. Somehow, they don't get a bad rap. Like Al Sharpton does. So why are people bringing Al Sharpton into this? But understand that that's why an Al Sharpton is needed and why they don't need an Al Sharpton. They got an Al Sharpton baked in to the mainstream media. You get your news through that prism. I said the word prism way too many times. But you get your news through the eyes of the white Al Sharpton. But now back to who may or may not have started everything. Because everybody want to gloss over that. When I was coming up, we used to say, don't start none, won't be none, right? That's what we used to say. Don't start none, won't be none. For those of you who don't understand what that means, I know y'all understand what it means, but in the context of this, what it means is we really should be focusing on the person who started it, because absent of that, none of this would have happened. And guess what happens? See, I'm not a lawyer. I don't practice none of that kind of stuff. But I pay attention. Do y'all remember? This was a while ago. There was a guy who, and I don't remember all of the details, but he was trying to get away from the police. And the police had him on the bridge. And some reports say they were apprehending him and he was fighting back. And some reports say they had apprehended him and they was beating him down. And a police officer, either, depending on which story you believe, wanted to help in the apprehension or wanted to get in on the beatdown. Whichever one you believe, it's not important, to the story. Tried to jump from one side of the bridge to the other side of the bridge, slipped, fell in, and ended up dying. That person who was either being apprehended or beat down, again, whichever one you want to look at, the person who was either being apprehended or beat down got charged with the death of that officer. Why? Because it mattered who started it. If you wouldn't have ran, and then we didn't have to arrest you and beat you down on the side of a bridge, that cop would have never had to jump over from that side to this side to get in on the beatdown or to help arrest you. Either way, your actions started everything, so you get charged with the end result. That's just a legal principle. It's not something I came up with. It's not even necessarily something I believe in. But why is it? Hold on. It matter who started it. It matter what the catalyst was in some cases. But in other cases, this will be the first message that I've read today. It doesn't matter who started it. So in some cases, it don't matter who started it, a classy one. It doesn't matter who started it. But in other cases, hey, what was the catalyst? What happened here? What happened here to make this person do whatever they did? And I found this is a little bit of a pattern. Do y'all remember? I remember Chief Craig was the police chief. James Craig was the police chief. And some white kids, one of whom was related to somebody in the police department, decided to go buy some drugs and use counterfeit money. I just remember this stuff like it comes up and I remember it. Some white kids went to buy some drugs and used counterfeit money. And the person that they bought the drugs from, I guess, after the transaction was made, they're looking through his money and he recognizes, hey, this Monopoly money. He might not have actually said Monopoly money. They probably didn't use Monopoly money. But he realizes they trying to fleece me. He fires some shots into the vehicle and he kills a kid. And a lot of us was screaming, shouldn't those kids who were involved in the crime, because had it not been for the crime of them, number one, buying drugs, and number two, passing counterfeit money, had those two crimes not been committed, that person would have not shot into that vehicle. So shouldn't those kids be charged with a crime? You know what they basically told us? It don't matter who started it. It don't matter what happened before then. What he did, he went too far. Wrong is wrong. It's too much. He didn't have to do all that. He could have just took an L. Don't matter who started it. See, I find that there was another case, if I can remember these details, where some kids, I think they tried to rob a vendor, a street vendor. And one kid ended up either getting killed or seriously hurt. But I think he got killed. These were black kids. Guess what? The surviving black kids got charged with the murder. They didn't kill him. I think the vendor ended up killing him. But the surviving black kids got charged with his murder. Because here was the legal principle was, had you not tried to rob that guy, this person wouldn't be dead. And so because of the catalyst, you were the catalyst, you get charged with everything that happened after that. That's a legal principle. I'm not making it up. But I guess it's a legal principle when they want it to be. When it's, like Darnell said, convenient. That's when it's a legal principle. But now Now, it don't matter who started it. What they did was too much. They went too far. It don't matter who started it. Otherwise, it matter who started it. Well, when you black, it matter who started it. And when you white, the consequences are what they are. A classy one says, what's wrong with being a law-abiding citizen? That's my question. What is wrong with that white dude being a law-abiding citizen? It's against the law to slap people, right? Unless, you are participating in one of those slap events where they try to slap each other. It's an actual sport now, where they try to slap each other and win a title. Other than that, it's kind of against the law to slap people. Why could he not just be a law-abiding citizen? But in as much as he decided to break the law, shouldn't he be held responsible for everything that ensued after he decided to break the law? The truth of the matter is we know that ain't gonna happen. They already done put everything in motion. He's the victim. I guess his wife is the victim. Their friends are the victim. Anybody white is a victim. Is it fair? Is it right? No, but it's the truth. It's the way things are now. It's just the way things are. And I want to dwell on this for just a minute because I believe we have to acknowledge some stuff. And then we move with that knowledge, right? We have to acknowledge it, but then we move with that knowledge. But if we don't acknowledge stuff, we sound like we making excuses for other people's bad behavior. And when I say making excuses, I mean legitimately excusing the catalyst for being the catalyst. It's okay if a white man slap a black man. The black people shouldn't respond that way. They're wrong for their response. He's not wrong. What he did is not bad. It's okay. They were wrong for their response. And I know people say, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. You are. If you're not acknowledging the catalyst. You got to acknowledge that. And again, I understand. I see people's points. I see people's points. I do. I see it. I understand it. And we'll get to those. But I don't want to get to those before I deal with the fact that we're excusing bad behavior. Oh, yeah, because those black people. No. We're excusing bad behavior by white people. I listened to, what was her name? Wyatt show. I actually had to leave when I couldn't take it. She was on there complaining about the kids and complaining about the black people wilding out. But she didn't say nothing about that white man wilding out. And if you, I'm telling you, I'm convinced that if you slapping niggas on the downtown streets, you wilding out. Who think it's okay to just slap a nigga? Like, just period. If I walk up to Blue Ash and see a nigga standing on the street, a white man, and he say something I don't like, and I slap the fire out of him, ain't nobody excusing that. And then they come and jump me. Ain't nobody excusing me. You know what they gonna say. Why was he out here slapping white people? Ain't nobody gonna be on talking about, those white people went too far. They should have handled that one-on-one. Those other people didn't have nothing to do with it. They gonna be saying, why the heck? Because, in today's climate, why his mama must have, we need to hold his mama accountable. I'm grown as hell. My mom and dad. Well, we got to find some way to hold somebody accountable other than them white people. He shouldn't have been in Blue Ash slapping people. What do you think is going to happen if you go to Blue Ash in the middle of a taste of Blue Ash and slap somebody? What do you think is going to happen? Come on, y'all. We got to be realistic here. That's what people going to say. That's what black people going to say. Black people are going to say that. We got to be realistic here. You can't just go to the middle of a taste of Blue Ash slapping white people. He had to know what was going to happen if he did that around them good old boys. Hold on. Am I lying? Am I lying? Black people going to say that. I watched the video. I was so embarrassed when I saw Emanuel slap that good old boy in the middle of a taste of Blue Ash. I was so embarrassed. Oh, I was so embarrassed. Emanuel was wrong. He done had no business slapping that white man in the middle of a taste of Blue Ash. I don't care what that white man said to him. Come on, we got to think, y'all. We got to use our brains. We got to do a better job of problem solving. We got to do a better job of this and this and that. That's what that's what black people gonna say. But let a white man do it. Oh, well, they went too far. Or what about, there ain't no excuse for that. And just gloss over, he's slapping niggas. Like, come on. How do you gloss over what started everything? Let me see, if you just come out, let the valet bring your car, get in your car, and go home. Do anybody get beat down? Do anybody get beat down? You didn't say nothing to them. They didn't say nothing to you. You ain't slap nobody. Ain't nobody do nothing to you. Y'all go home. Do anybody get beat down? No. Then you got to pay some attention to the person who started it. Some of these was the same people saying, oh, and that the thing that happened in Montgomery. Y'all remember the thing that happened in Montgomery, right? Where they was beating up the black dude and he threw his hat in the air and then people came swimming across the river and running down and they beat people down and they hit them with chairs. Didn't some people just focus on chair shots? They hit that woman with a chair. I can't believe they hit that woman with a chair. What about them white people beating up that black dude who had to call for reinforcements? Oh, we just want to ignore that part. I told you I'll be paying attention. I listen to the things that people say when things happen. So I didn't want it to be said that I came on here and made excuses for or tried to gloss over, because that's the other thing that people do. That's one of the other things that people do. Well, I didn't say what he did was right. I don't care if you white or black. Wrong is wrong. Yeah, but you'll spend a lot of time really pointing out the bad stuff that black people did, point by point. But when we talking about what the white person did, well, I don't care if they black or white. Wrong is wrong. Nah, then let's point out the shit he did. Point it out. Don't just say, well, I'm talking about white or black. I don't care if you're white or black. That was my impression of the lady who was on. Because she never did. She talked about kids who ain't had nothing to do with it. She talked about people wilding. She talked about everything but what that white man did. Every once in a while, she threw in, well, I don't care if you're white or black. Apparently you do. Because you got harsh words for black people, but you have no specific words for bad behavior by white people. It doesn't matter to me if they're white or black. It doesn't matter. But those black people down there, they did this and they did that, and they need to go to jail, and they mama need to go to jail, and they need some training, and we need to take their kids, and we need to do this and do that. What about the white person? Well, I don't care if you're black or white. You should be held accountable. Well, what about the white person? But those black people, they did this. They should go to jail. We need more police in their neighborhoods. We need to take kids from them. What about the white people? Well, I don't care if you're black or white. But you never want to, I don't care if they're black or white, but you never want to focus on what the white people did. Well, I said it's wrong. I don't care if you're white or if you're black. I said it's wrong. And then say it. Say it. Say that white man was wrong. Say that white man started everything. Say it. Say it. Fix your motherfucking lips to say it. That white man was wrong. Why can't that come out of your mouth? And then we wonder why they get away with doing this stuff, because we are, like Mary said, we are so conditioned to see the worst in us. And we can see the bad in them, but we refuse to say it. I don't have a problem saying it. When I say wrong is wrong, I'm saying wrong is wrong. That white man was wrong. And if my understanding is correct, he started everything. And he should be severely punished for creating that whole situation. Period. That's not hard for me to say. That is not hard for me to say. It shouldn't be hard for none of y'all to say. I'm hearing Smitherman on 700 WLW this morning talking about people calling him a sellout and this and that. Well, all he doing is just saying that white people shouldn't be attacked downtown. Nigga, should white people be slapping people downtown? Why don't you say something about that? Why can't you say it? I missed him on Lincoln's show. But early in the morning, I heard him on 700. So I got an idea of what he said on Lincoln's show. All right. I think I hammered that enough. The white dude was wrong. If he started everything, he was wrong. See how that's not hard to say? And then I feel righteous enough to say the reaction was too much. The reaction was too much. He was wrong and they were wrong. See how that's not hard to do? But they gon', right, I said if, because I'm hearing information, I wasn't there and I didn't see it, but the information that I'm hearing is that man started it. I just typically I try to be careful when I don't have firsthand information. So that's why I say if my understanding is correct. Now, look, that also leaves room for my understanding could be wrong. And he didn't throw the first lick, as my mama would call it. If he didn't throw the first lick, then The information that I got is that he did. And if he did, he's wrong. And then the response is wrong. The response is too much. And who do you blame for it? Who do you blame for it? Who do I blame for it? The people who responded. Nobody else. I blame people for their actions. I'm not running around here embarrassed. And I watched the video. And when I was watching the video, I wasn't like, oh, I'm so embarrassed. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I can't believe that we did that. Because we didn't do it. They did it. Those individuals, that group, they did it. I'm not embarrassed by stuff that I did not do. I might be ashamed of those people, but I'm not embarrassed. And maybe I just have a different definition of, being embarrassed. Maybe that's what people mean when they like, oh, I was embarrassed. I don't get the feeling that that is the case. But y'all know me. I be trying to give people, an out. You show me a video of me doing something stupid, I'm going to be embarrassed. Like, oh, I can't believe I did that. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. Please don't show that video to nobody else. It makes me feel bad to imagine that I would do something like that. I don't know. I cover up my face. That's embarrassment to me. Oh, I don't know why. I'm going to be embarrassed by my actions. I might be embarrassed by my kids, my grandkids. I might be embarrassed by their actions. But people that I don't know and I ain't got nothing to do with, I didn't raise them, none of that kind of stuff, I'm probably not embarrassed by their actions. I'm ashamed of them maybe, but embarrassed by them, But those people went too far. They went too far. I believe this ain't gonna come out right, and I'm gonna sound like a hypocrite in about 5 minutes. I believe if somebody put their hands on you, you got a right to do whatever you want to do to them. I'm not saying you should, but I believe you got a right to. If I ain't touched you and you hit me, I got a right to F you up real bad and not feel guilty about it. Because I wouldn't have done anything if you didn't do anything to me. But once you put your hands on me, all bets are off, as far as I'm concerned. That's a one-on-one situation. He punched me. I punched him, I kicked him, I stomped him, I dropped the elbow on him, I stomped him, I kicked him, I threw a rock on his head. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Until I feel justified. Now, I'm not saying that's legal. I'm just saying I believe that's the way it should go. You don't get to tell me when I done got get back. Like, I just slapped you. You only get to slap me back. No. I don't believe in that. But again, that's one-on-one. And I'm not saying what's legal. I think you are allowed to meet force with like force. So if you punch me, I only get to use my hands. I can't pick up a bat or a gun or whatever, unless, of course, I can somehow justify that I feared for my life in the days of stand your ground. But I'm not saying this as some sort of a legal principle. It's not a legal principle. I'm just saying in my mind and in my heart. Should you maybe, if you can, turn the other cheek and, walk away from Sure. I'm just telling you how I feel. But jumping people, I've never been a fan of jumping people unless here is the only way that I say the only way. One of the only ways that I ever feel like it's justified to jump somebody is if it's necessary to preserve life or something like that. Or, you know what I'm saying, necessary for protection. Like, I'm 5'5". I'm not going to say my weight is too much. But, and you know what I'm saying, I run up against some dude that's 6'9", 325, and he work out all the time, and he's in MMA, and, blah, blah, blah. And he just start wearing me out, and my boys is with me. We jumping this nigga. That's what we doing. He too big. He too rough. We got to do what we got to do because he got skills that we don't have. And we jumping him, just period. And not feeling bad about it. Like, y'all jumped that dude. We sure did. Jumped him till we could get away. Yep. Uh-huh. That's really the only time I feel like it's okay to jump somebody. If it's necessary. I don't like the idea of you did something to him, and so we now, as a group, we gonna kill you. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that. I don't like that. And again, I said I was gonna sound like a hypocrite because I kind of celebrated the Montgomery thing, but they didn't kill nobody down there. So I might sound like a hypocrite, but not. Because that is one of the other times that I think it's okay to jump somebody. You see somebody jumping somebody, they got him outnumbered 4, 5 to 1. It's okay to outnumber them 5 or 6 to 1. It's kind of giving them a taste of their own medicine. Oh, y'all was okay with jumping when y'all had the numbers in y'all favor, but now we got the numbers in our favor. Jumping is wrong. No, I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. Don't jump nobody. But nah, they were what happened downtown over the weekend. Those people went too far. They got caught up. And now they'll probably get caught up because they don't realize they wasn't thinking about the system that we live in. And in the system that we live in, like I said, they got their own built-in Al Sharpton. So the system that we live in is going to create a situation where they're the victim and you're the animals who are attacking these sweet, lily white people. But I mean, for real, even outside of that, I don't know, I'm just kicking people in the face and sucker punching people from behind and all of that kind of stuff. It's too much. It's too much. And I blame them for it. But I tell you who else I think influences it. People don't think they influence this stuff. I might be guilty of this. But people who justify violence. People who talk about violence lovingly and longingly. Back in my day, we used to beat ass. Like, what? That's what men do. Men fight men. What? If you talking about that stuff like them was the good old days, you part of the problem. I forgot the phone was on. Let me take a call. Caller?
Hello. I just wanted to call about the whole thing that went on in downtown Cincinnati.
All right. What's your name?
I'd rather not get that out.
Well, you just give a name. It doesn't have to be your real name. How would I not know this by now? You could say Linda. I wouldn't know the difference, so give me a name.
I think what happened downtown Cincinnati was very...
Hold on. Give me a name, please.
Why? I don't want to give a name.
I need to have something to call you, so please just give me it doesn't have to be your name.
I don't want to give my name. Can I just get out what I got to say, please?
All right, I'll call you Shalonda then. Go ahead, Shalonda.
What happened downtown Cincinnati? It was awful. It was disgusting. Very disgusting.
What?
And
Hold on. Tell me, what do you think was disgusting?
everything about it. You know, the way they was jumping that man and stomping and everybody was jumping and stomping and beating on that man, like brutally attacking him.
Oh, okay.
And the way they knocked out that lady.
That was wrong.
That was wrong.
That was wrong.
You said.
Let me ask you this: do you think it was wrong for that man to slap somebody?
Where in the video does it show that? I saw the video numerous times. I didn't see the white guy slap no one. Or
I was sent the video
on.
that showed that man slapping somebody.
No, it doesn't.
How you gonna tell me what was in the video I saw?
Well, the video that's been shown on the media and social media is showing that all the black men were just starting to gang ho on the white guy. Nowhere on that video did it show that it was a white guy that slapped someone.
Shalonda, how do you think everything got started?
I mean, I wasn't there, but I can't. I'm just going by what I saw on the media. So
you're under the impression that this guy was just walking, minding his own business, and they just came out of nowhere and started socking him. No words were exchanged. No nothing happened.
There's a possibility. It's a possibility. I mean, it's a possibility. I'm only going by what I saw that the media has shown.
Right.
You saying that the white guy started first? I didn't. Nowhere in the videos did I see that.
Of course not, because you're just going off of what the media showed you. You think that the media, who's created this racial situation, is going to show you their guy doing wrong?
Does it? Okay, let's say. Okay, say the white guy did slap the black guy, right?
Right.
Does it warrant for an attempted murder?
Hold on. Before we go there, wait. So before we go there, if we're saying, just for,
it doesn't warrant for a attempted murder beatdown.
Shalonda. So if the white guy did slap the black guy, was he wrong?
It doesn't warrant for attempted murder.
I didn't ask
you
that. See, this is what I'm saying, y'all. Why is it so hard to say that white people are wrong when they're wrong? Shalonda, if he did start everything, was he wrong?
Maybe I can't. Like I said, I can't speak on.
Now, y'all see what I'm saying? Like, you can't make this stuff up.
I didn't see. I watched the
Shalonda,
video.
We are functioning under the premise of, if he started everything, was he wrong? And even under the premise of, if he started everything, you still can't say he would be wrong. There is something wrong with that.
But it doesn't warrant for a beatdown.
I didn't say whether it warrant. We ain't got to that yet. We can't get past the fact that if he started everything,
you see
he
how
was
bloody
wrong.
And it's beating him to the ground.
You can't
and
make
knocking that woman out. She almost lost her life.
You can't make this stuff up.
She was knocked out. You ain't see that part where they just out of blue just stopped that man, just punched that white woman, and she fell down on the ground and knocked out.
You can't make this stuff up. You really can't make this stuff up. Why? Somebody help me understand why it's hard for, I'm assuming you're a black woman, why it's hard for black people, some black people, to say that white people can be wrong. Why is that hard to do?
Emanuel, you would have been more upset if the races were reversed. If it was the white people beating down the black people, you would have that much smoke too. So what?
Let me tell you what I would say. No, let me tell you what I would say. I would say, if that black dude started it, he was wrong, but then they took it too far. See, I wouldn't have a problem saying that the black dude was wrong, and neither would you. If there was a black dude that started, I know it. If there's some black people that started some stuff, you would not have a single problem in the world saying, if they started it, they're wrong. You wouldn't even hesitate.
You don't have all that smoke when it's black on black crime that all of the murders and shooting that happen all the time. That's very prevalent. You don't have all the smoke for that.
What does that have to do with this?
Only when you see it's a white person.
What does that have to do with this?
Only when you see a white person doing something to a black person, that's when y'all get outraged.
And you have no smoke for white people when they do wrong. Matter of fact, you can't even bring yourself to say, if he started it, he was wrong. You can't even bring yourself to say that.
Because I wasn't there and I didn't see
I said,
on the video that the white guy started it.
If he started it, would that make him wrong? And you can't even bring yourself to say, if he started it, then yeah, he would be wrong. There's something wrong with that, Shalonda. There is something wrong with that.
When there's black on black crime, which is more prevalent.
Well, first, hold on. Let me. Black on black crime is not more prevalent. It is not.
Yes, it is. 90%.
No, it is
90% of black on crime is intraracial. Black versus black, white versus white. That is more prevalent.
So it's white versus white. You're saying that black on black crime happens more than white on white crime, and that's just not true.
Intraracial is more prevalent than interracial.
What that got to do with anything? You throwing out bad information, and you can't bring yourself
to say that smoke when it's black on black.
And you don't have no smoke when it's white on white.
You didn't have this smoke when the white cops were beating up those white people on the bridge, did you know? That was kind of excessive, too.
What white cops was beating up black people on the bridge? What are you talking about?
I said you didn't have the smoke when they was protesting.
Who? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
On the Roebling Bridge, when the white cops were beating up the white protesters, and they were up there socking and punching.
I didn't discuss that at all because I wasn't on the air when that happened.
You didn't have the smoke for that.
I wasn't on the air. I'm not going to have no smoke if I'm not on the air.
It doesn't matter.
That's just it does. That's stupid to say that it doesn't matter. If I'm not on the air, how would you know whether or not I had smoke?
You could have still commented on it. It was on the media for days.
I wasn't on the air. Okay.
But I just now, like I said, it went too far. It didn't call for an attempted murder beatdown.
All right. What did it call for? What did it call for? What did it call for?
It didn't warrant it. I mean,
what did it warrant?
If it didn't warrant for a beatdown, that was too excessive. What did it warrant?
I'm just asking a simple.
Somebody could have called up. It could have.
You said it didn't warrant a beatdown. What did it warrant?
Somebody could have intervened.
A number of people did intervene.
No one.
Yes,
they intervened by fighting.
No, people intervened. People tried to pull people away, tried to extract them from the situation. People did intervene. You didn't see that on your video?
No.
No. You might want to go back and look at that video again.
But don't you think it's excessive?
I don't.
What happened to that couple?
Shalonda, how many times?
Regardless what color it was, do you think it was excessive?
Shalonda, how long have you been listening to today? How long have you been listening to this broadcast?
For about 15 minutes.
All right, and in those 15 minutes, how many times did I say I think their reaction went too far?
I can't recall, to be honest.
But you did hear me say it, though, right?
Yeah.
So then why would you ask me if I think that they went too far when I've already said they went too far?
But you're trying to like excuse you're trying to justify.
How am I justifying it? I said they went too far. Because I'm not calling them animals. I'm justifying it. Because I'm saying that if the white dude started it, he was wrong. You think that's justifying it?
It didn't warrant for all that excessive beating.
All right.
And
yeah, I already said
it's pretty sad that it's always an excuse for degeneracy in our community.
You're the one making excuses. You're excusing the bad behavior of white people. That's what you're doing.
What?
You heard me. No, what? You heard me.
What?
Now you can't hear.
It's always an excuse for degeneracy in our community, and no one wants to take accountability. I'm getting tired of it. And
Well, what you gonna do
y'all
about
only
it?
move when they
But what you
move.
gonna do
So
about it? What you gonna do about it, Shalonda? You getting tired of it? What you gonna do? Hang up. You gonna hang up? That's what you gonna do? You can't make this stuff up. I don't know who she was. She wouldn't give her name. But you can't make this stuff up. And somebody says she white. She didn't sound white to me. She sounded like a black woman who got every excuse in the world why a white person can't be wrong when it's a situation between white people and black people. That's what she sounded like to me. I said they went too far. You called before I could really even get into it. Because all you could hear was, oh, he's putting responsibility on white people and they're the victims. I can't believe that you would say something bad about white people. That's really what you wanted to say. And that's why I had to start the way I started. Because this is the truth that people don't want to say. Some people. If he started it, he was wrong, Shalonda. And then they went too far. They went too far. Blindsiding, sucker punching, kicking, all of that stuff. You can kill somebody doing that stuff. But we talk about all this fighting and stuff that we used to do. Back when I was coming up, we used to knock a nigga out. Back when I was coming up, we used to have fights all the time. Back when I was coming up, we used our fists. We didn't use no guns. Oh, that's what a real man do. A real man fight another nigga and he say something. That's what a real man do. Like, violence is the key. It's not. And stop glorifying it. I know you don't think you glorifying it. But when you are talking longingly about the days of fighting and how a real man fight and all of that kind of stuff, and this person's soft, and I wouldn't let nobody say nothing to me, you soft, and people know that's why men know not to say this to other men, because men know that you'll get punched and all that kind of stuff. You're glorifying it. I ain't glorifying it. I'm just telling it like it is. No, you glorifying it. Real men walk away. Real men walk away from violent situations that they can walk away from. Real men. Oh, I can't believe you just said that. I can't believe you just said the real men walk away from violent situations that they can walk away from and they don't escalate and all. I can't believe you just said that, Emanuel. Yes, I did. Because that's what they do. Real men ain't walking around hoping to get in violent altercations. Real men avoid that at all costs. Violence is a last resort for a real man. But when we glorify it and we act like it's okay, and then we look up and we see groups of people committing acts of violence, and we talking about, oh, that's just so wrong. Oh, that's just so this. Oh, that's this. They ain't doing nothing but trying to be the real men that you talk about. The real men that you glorify. The type of real man that you'll respect. That don't excuse what they doing. They wrong. But if we start talking about this stuff differently, but that's a big if. That's not going to happen. The truth of the matter is, it's not going to happen. The cat is out of the bag. The genie is out of the bottle. The monkeys is out of the whatever monkeys come out of. It is what it is. Yeah, Trey, I saw that. I heard that earlier. I heard that earlier that, the Justice Department is looking at this and all that kind of stuff. 'Cause I was listening to 700 WOW. And I heard, the Justice Department is looking at this and Elon Musk done commented on it and all of that kind of stuff. Vernon says he listened to the part of the police press conference. She said 5 people have been charged. None are in custody. She didn't name them. She said it would be best for them to turn themselves in. And she said she expects more people to be charged. Is that white dude getting charged? Because he should be charged with the same thing that everybody charged with, because he was the catalyst. If the information that I have and that I saw is correct. See, you don't know, and it's true, you don't know what happened before the video. So somebody might have slapped him and then he got his slap back. And, that's the turn on video before he get his slap back. And you know what I'm saying? So that's why you say if. I don't know, y'all. This whole thing, I don't want to say it's being blown out of proportion, but it's kind of being blown out of proportion. And while, it's not a racial thing. Like, I'm going to say, just because I have to be honest, I could see it not initially being a racial thing. Right? Right? Can I just be, the chief said anyone who put their hands on another person with the intent to cause harm will be charged. That don't necessarily mean nothing because, they'll excuse, just like Shalonda. She refused to say that dude was wrong. Well, he slapped him, but he wasn't trying to harm him. He was just trying to slap him. So they'll make excuses for that. It's sad, but it's true. It's sad, but it's true. But I don't know, y'all. I look at this stuff. Initially, I could see it not being racial at all. People fussing, whatever. People maybe drunk, maybe not. I don't know who was drinking and who wasn't. Somebody say he called him an N-word, allegedly. Okay. You can't always walk away. Somebody call you an N, you can walk away. But if somebody call you an N, you fuss and somebody slap you. I don't know how to say it. I think legally they might be able to charge you whatever. So initially, that's people fighting and somebody, jumping in to defend somebody or stop something. Because, look, for real, I could understand. This ain't gonna sound good, but I could understand if I'm sitting there and I hear somebody call somebody an N, they not even calling me an N, but I'm sitting there and they call him an N with that certain racial tinge to it. I know you're thinking if you call him an N, there's a racial tinge to it. Y'all know it's a little something they put on there. They put a little stank on it. And I'm sitting there, I wouldn't. But I can understand if some other black person was sitting there and slapped the fire out of you. Like, don't say that word. Say, no, this is just between the person. He called the N and that. No, you said it. So I can understand somebody like, oh, hell no, he didn't. I can understand that. I'm not saying it justified it. I'm just saying I can understand it. I would rather you walk away. Scott Bivens says there's a video where the white dude and the black dude were squared up, mano y mano. People broke it up. They continued to talk at each other. And that's when the white dude reached out and smacked the black dude. I saw that. That's what I saw. But, you know, and the reason I keep saying if is because, I don't know, maybe somebody had slapped somebody before that portion of the video started. That's what I'm saying when I say if. Because I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I throw that if in there. But I would rather you walk away. But if you heard somebody call somebody in and you slapped the fire out of them or you punched them or whatever, I can understand it. Again, that doesn't justify it. See, people do confuse. I understand it with that justifies it. It don't justify it. You wrong. I just kind of understand why you were wrong. But yeah, then they went too far. And then at some point, these white people think they can get away with anything. I'm saying that's the thought that a person might have. These white people think they can get away with saying anything to us. No, they gonna learn today. You know, I'm not saying that that's right or good. As a matter of fact, it's bad. But that could be when it turns from just a man-to-man thing to somewhat having a racial whatever to it. Actually, when you call somebody the N-word, white man call black man N-word, it's racial from that point forward. I don't necessarily think that equates to a hate crime, but that makes it kind of racial. But again, and this is kind of to Randall Wyatt's point. Fights happen all the time. Fights happen all the time. So this was a fight. But you know, and this is the part where I say we have to acknowledge certain stuff and then move in that knowledge. You know that if you caught on video, which I'm going to deal with the video person in a minute. You know that if you caught on video assaulting a white person, and a lot of times, even if they got the whole story, you are caught on video assaulting a white person, black man. You are the guilty party because Shalonda won't say that if the white person started it, they're wrong. Trisha won't say if the white person started it, they're wrong. Cunningham won't say if the white person started it, they're wrong. Smitherman won't say if the white person started it, they're wrong. So we're living in a society where the white person is not gonna be wrong. You're on video assaulting a white person, and no matter what he or she did to you, you're the wrong party. And we have to move with that knowledge. CK?
Hey, how you doing, Mr. Livingston?
CK, I'm doing all right. How are you doing?
Hey, man, I missed your show. You was gone for like, what, a month or 2 weeks or something?
I'm not exactly sure what you just said. Huh?
You hadn't been doing your show for like 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, it was about 2 weeks, I feel like.
And I appreciate you coming back to the platform. I thought you might have retired on us. You hear me?
But maybe you wasn't here. I started school. I go to school from 9 to 5. And then after 5, I will do my best to get here and do a show, but we'll play it by ear depending on what other responsibilities and whatnot I have. So for the next 11 weeks, I am in school. I got out a little early today, which afforded me the opportunity to be here a little early.
And you know I'm all for education, man, and you go further in your education at this age is remarkable.
It's not
absolutely remarkable.
It's not remarkable. A whole lot of people do it.
Going, and
there are a whole lot of people in their 50s and 60s who further their education. I'm not remarkable.
And they are good. Why do we Shame our success.
No, I'm not
Livingston.
shaming my
We
success.
have to uplift it.
CK, actually what I'm doing is I'm normalizing it. Because if it's not seen as something that's remarkable, then everybody sees that they can do it. Like, you don't have to be remarkable to do this. You can just do it because it's normal to do. So I'm not shaming myself or even trying to, bring myself down or seem super humble or anything like that. I'm saying I've seen a lot of older people do it. It's actually a normal thing to do. So it doesn't make me any special. And if I can do it, you can do it, and anybody can do it. So it's just normalizing it. That's it.
Well, it hit a special spark. It sparked a special spot because, my saying, put God first, have faith in the youth. Education is the only way to the truth. So you are doing all those. And I'm proud of you. But to your father, the Reverend, right? Now, your father was a Reverend. And I think you can relate to this story we're talking about with the downtown situation, because like Dr. King once said, turn the other cheek. This is what he was talking about, situations like this, Livingston, Emanuel.
I don't know about that.
You remember Dr. King? This is what he preached when he was alive, when he was walking the earth.
Yeah, I remember him, but I don't think when he was teaching turn the other cheek that's necessarily what he was thinking about. They weren't down there. They were not down there actively moving for social justice. And he was saying I perceive that what he was saying is, in the face of you trying to achieve some sort of social justice and people come upon you violently, then you have to endure that violence to get have to higher ground. And it was more strategic because it allows other people to see you passively resist violence, which creates a situation where you have more sympathy and more goodwill. Thus, there are more people who will be more likely to side with you. I don't think that that's what was going on down there. So I don't think that's what he was talking about.
Excellent soliloquy. May I rebuttal?
Sure.
Okay. What you were preaching before I got on the phone is what Dr. King was trying to tell you in 1963, sir. Oh. He's telling you, I'm just giving you my opinion. Please respect me, sir. I respected your soliloquy, and it was found.
What did I do? I didn't do anything.
You said no.
No, I didn't say no. I said no. Hold on. I didn't say no. I said oh.
Oh, my bad. My apologies, gentlemen. So listen, sir. I think that's what he was saying. He said, listen, y'all want us to do Malcolm, go get the AK with the chopper. We can't beat these people. You know how they is. They monsters, they animals, they savages. So when they come around talking their little N-words and smacking y'all in your face, spitting in your face, turn the other cheek. This is what he said out of his mouth when he was alive. He said he faced violence. He had those Caucasians putting their hands on him. So he told his people, listen, we can't beat them. We just if they come at you, turn the other cheek. So he was about de-escalation. Your thoughts? That was my rebuttal.
Okay, I reject that that's what he was saying in that context. Again, I believe if Martin was coming out the restaurant and some white dude came up to him and he was with his wife and his kids and rolled up on him and, tried to slap fire out his face, I think Martin would have been squabbling with that dude on the street to protect his family. He wouldn't have been like, come on, Coretta, we got to do, you know what I'm saying? He would have just, hey, I got to do what I got to do. Coretta, go get in the car. Get in the car, Coretta, while Martin on the street whooping ass. That's what I think would have happened. I don't know. I'm not Martin. I can't say with 100% certainty, but I don't think Martin was afraid of defending himself and that he was that much of a pushover that given the right situation, he wouldn't have defended himself.
That is correct. How did you get that from what you said, from all your gathering information that you've seen on him? That's the type of man you think he is. Like if it get down to it, he gonna get down.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna just punk out.
Yeah.
I thought that was Malcolm, though. I thought his whole philosophy was Gandhi. He was Gandhi
Now,
part
see,
two.
I think you done bought into the mainstream portrayal of who Martin was. I believe Martin was just a dude, but in terms of the movement, he was being strategic. But in terms of, his manhood, I think Martin would have defended the hell out of himself. Why do you think that they took self-defense classes? They didn't take self-defense classes to just lay down and get their ass whooped. They took self-defense classes in case they had to defend themselves.
Hold on. You telling me the Christian, the Jesus Christ, he took self-defense class?
You didn't know that?
Top?
Yes.
I thought that was not everything you telling me about Dr. King sound like I didn't know none of this. You telling me he a gangster? He not gonna let nobody mess with him.
Hold on, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Did you know that Jesus and them carried weapons with them?
Nope.
No, you didn't know that?
Oh. So this is education you got from being in the church.
No, for real. When they came to arrest Jesus, and Peter, I believe it was, took out his sword and cut the man's ear off, and then Jesus was like, oh, whoa. No, it's all good, and put the ear back on. You remember that story? Why do you think Peter had a sword? Peter didn't have a sword, to cut up fruit. He had a sword because, something might jump off, and I might have to stab it. That's why Peter had a sword. So even Jesus didn't tell Peter, don't have a sword around me. You know what I'm saying? No. Peter had the sword for a reason. They had weapons, bro.
Oh, so I see. So you saying if they would have took what he said publicly as literal and walked up to that man, you saying I see what you're saying. You saying it's a philosophy, not a way of life by King.
Right.
Dr. Martin.
Right. It was strategic for the movement. Yes.
Right. But you said he ain't no punk.
I never got the feeling that he was a punk. Yeah. Right.
Right, I got you. That's interesting because you making some good points. I just called you with how I feel, but you making sense. You make sense because now, like you said. But the only thing about that, when I look at those two guys, you got to remember they did sacrifice their wife and children. So it did. They didn't. Their wife and children didn't mean enough for them to give up the movement, which they probably should have did.
I don't like the way that you framed that. I don't agree with you that their wife and children didn't mean enough for them to give up the movement. I would actually more classify it as they cared enough about their wife and their children's future to continue in the movement.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. You got the care. But I'm just saying when he said, I might not make it to the mountaintop, and when he made that, now you know what's going on. So at this time, it's time to retreat. It's time to retreat. Once he made that statement, I might not make it there to the mountaintop with you, but I see the light. What did he say? But I had a great song. But that part right there, that's when you got to make plans to get up out of here. You don't sacrifice a whole lot because you got way too many kids, Livingston. It's too many of y'all to be leaving behind.
Again, I don't agree with you, but I understand what you're saying.
Hey, but I like how this conversation was two guys, black guys, two opposite opinions.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. The white dude started it. Was he wrong?
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
I'm going with your philosophy. And if I smack Livingston, I deserve anything. I'm with you on that. That's why I call. I agree. If I put them hands on you, you have to defend your manhood, your honor. I agree with you 100%, sir. What about you?
Well, you agree with me, which means you know how I stand on it.
You know what I'm talking about? The woman getting knocked out. That was the part. See, I haven't watched it, but about the woman getting knocked out, what was your thoughts?
Oh, that was terrible. That was terrible.
Okay.
Like, I mean, even the dude getting socked and being all wobbly and all of that kind of stuff. I don't like to see violence. So, yeah, that was the whole thing. The entire episode was terrible. And I wish that more people would have just walked away and, instead of choosing literal violence. I wish everyone involved would have just walked away like, you were in, F you, white boy, or whatever, and, walk away and go about your business, that would have been my preference for everyone involved.
And the philosophy on jumping, I would like to give my philosophy on jumping people.
Okay.
I don't, listen, sir, I think it's cowardly. I really do. I do understand your analogy of 6'9", trying to jump you, John Sally. But I do think in certain situations, I did put it in your chat you didn't see, but if you're hanging out with your brother and his wife, and a guy disrespects his wife in front of both of y'all, I think ass whooping jumping is justified. If he's, you know what I'm saying, like if he disrespects your sister-in-law in front of both of y'all can jump his ass.
See, now I don't agree with that. But here's what I'm saying. Okay. Do you know who Brock Lesnar is?
Yes.
Brock Lesnar run up on me, calling me an N, and start swinging on me. If me and 6 of my friends is there, we jumping the ass out of Brock Lesnar. Just period. Right. That's what's about to happen. And I'm not going to feel guilty about it. Now, if he just calling me an N or just saying something bad about, my wife or my sister-in-law, we walking away. Forget you. But you talking about him putting his hands on me? And no, we jumping Brock Lesnar. Period.
Right. Well, let me give you a personal situation I went in and you tell me what you think. I'm with my friend, right? And we're at McDonald's. As we're walking, one of the cars almost hit him, right? He gets mad. It's a white lady, right? He gets mad and kicks her door where he was at. Boom! As he do that, a black dude come up and grab my boy. Now I'm about to run up on him. As soon as I run up on him, he pull out, he got a badge on. It's a cop. He's like an undercover cop, like, boom. But just see how ugly it could have been? That would have been us in the room. She just made a mistake and almost hit him. He was wrong. He kicked the door. I wouldn't have did that.
Yeah, he was wrong.
I was going over. Yeah, he shouldn't have did that.
Right.
But this is young teenage behavior, like you said, immaturity. This is something that wouldn't happen now. This is something that had to happen in the 90s,
I'm confused.
But I just want you to understand. Huh?
Nothing. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think we came together, like you said. Black people, listen, we didn't agree. We agreed on 2 things and disagreed on 5 things. But the respect, you teach the people, this is how we keep the violence down. Respect people. And like you said, I can't put my hands on you. And if I do, you got the right to dispose of me.
All right.
Yep. Much love, man. Hey, thank you for taking my call, man.
I appreciate it. All right. That was CK. All right. Now to the person or persons recording. Again, let me say I understand. Well, hold on. Even before I deal with the person recording, I understand people standing around watching. I understand. Ooh, he got knocked out. Ooh, hit him. Ooh, kick him. Ooh. I understand that. Because if you're not involved to some degree, it's just a show. And that's what I think some people have to understand that, which those people are probably not watching. People who are triggered by the hype men, they think it's real to them. I mean, it's real to them, but it's a show to them. And you have to understand that. It's a show to some people. I remember, and this is what crystallized it in my head back when I was little. There was a situation where I want to say it was my sister was getting ready to get into a fight with somebody. And there was a big crowd gathered around. And my daddy came up. And my daddy was like, hold on. And he addressed the crowd. He didn't address initially my sister and the girl that she was getting ready to fight. He addressed the crowd. And he asked them, this is 100%, it might not be verbatim, but almost. He said, y'all want them to fight? And the crowd, yeah. He's like, so should I let them fight? Yeah. So that's what you want? Yeah. And my daddy said, I'm not going to give you what you want. I'm going to give you what you need. And then he took him in, and him and the girl's parents met and talked. And, basically squashed everything because it was some young kid nonsense. And it just made me think, even back then, people want a show. People want a show. They are standing around cheering and happy and elated that they're about to see a show. They don't care about my sister. They don't care about this other girl. All they care is that we about to see a show that, because we didn't have phones and stuff, to video recording devices to record this stuff, but they were going to have a story to tell. Oh, did you see that fight between so-and-so and so-and-so? Yeah, she punched her and then she slammed her and then the titties came popping out. And then, you know what I'm saying? They wanted a show. And I wish these people would understand, because I know kind of mob mentality is its own thing. But these people watching, cheering, encouraging you to do the stuff that they're not doing. They don't care about you. They don't care about what happens to you. They're there to see a show. He was there to get footage, and or she, to get footage to post on their social media so that they could get hits and likes, and, they probably not even monetize. You know what I'm saying? It just, that's just for likes. Why would you let people hype you who don't care about you? But it happens. But I just wish that my brothers and sisters would understand you're just a character in their entertainment at this point. They don't care about the real life consequences for you. They don't. But it hyped people up. It hyped people up. And, people do what they do. People respond. So next thing you know, you kicking somebody in the face and you sucker punching somebody, knocking them out. And the next thing you know, you charged with some crimes that you may or may not have, been somebody that should be charged. But to the dude recording, like for real, you didn't understand that you was recording a crime. And I could kind of see that. I understand. I do. I understand. I see some stuff and I'll be like, I should have recorded that. Because ain't nobody going to believe that this stuff actually happened if they don't see it. And I typically don't, but I understand it. And you know what I'm saying? If you out and about and you see a fight every night, in your hood, you see people fighting all the time and you're recording it and putting it on. And y'all know how many fight videos is out there. Maybe y'all don't. There are a lot of fight videos out. If you go on YouTube and type in fight videos, if you just go and Google fight videos, you gonna get all kind of videos. You're gonna get all kind of videos. It's people fighting all over the place. And if you used to recording fight videos and posting fight videos and nothing happens, and you just happen to record this particular fight video, this 2 minutes of your life, you don't really think nothing gonna happen, especially if you're not thinking about the society that we live in. And the temperature, not literal temperature, but, the temperature surrounding crime and violence in downtown Cincinnati. And it's festival weekend and the Reds are playing and, all of this kind of stuff. And the eyes that are going to be on this. if you're not thinking about all of that stuff, you're I can understand it. I can understand it. And I have to admit, I'm embarrassed to admit, that means it's about to be something about me. I'm embarrassed to admit, from time to time, I go down the rabbit hole of fight videos and I see some brutal stuff out there. Like everybody watching this stuff and they're like, oh my God, I can't watch it. Oh, that's just too much. Oh my God, I can't. Oh, I'm turning that off. Oh, I can't take it. Oh, I've seen stuff much more brutal than what happened to these people. Much more brutal than what happened to these people downtown. I'm not saying that to say what happened to them ain't S. I'm not saying that. And I'm just saying, like, y'all looking at it, like, oh, it's so brutal. Oh, it's so, Shalonda, they almost murdered those people. That was murder. That was attempted murder. I've seen attempted murder. That wasn't attempted murder. It was way too much. They wasn't trying to kill them people. They could have killed them, but they wasn't trying to kill them people. I've seen fight videos where somebody didn't survive. Some simple stuff, like somebody falling and hitting their head, after getting socked, and, you get socked and you fall back, especially if you knocked out before you hit the ground and the way your head hit the ground. I've seen fight videos where people didn't survive. But that's so brutal. These same people who talking about how brutal this is, some of these same people, they've seen those videos too. Just everybody was black. So it wasn't as brutal. It wasn't as brutal because everybody was black in the video. Oh, a white lady got knocked out. Ooh, that's so brutal. When a black man get knocked out, like, ooh, he got hit hard. For people to be, the race plays a part in it. Look, I don't want to do, none of them people to be charged with no racial hate crimes. And nothing I say here is going to get them charged or stop them from being charged. Nothing I say here, that train is already in motion. Whatever going to happen is going to happen. But I'm not going to pretend like people aren't viewing this differently because it's some white people in it. I just refuse to do that. When I first heard it, I was like, these people trying to make this racial. They only care about this because they white. And see, to me, the difference is people need to say that. More people need to say that out loud. People need to say that to Trisha. People need to say that to Cunningham. People need to say that to Smitherman. People need to say that to Thiegy. People need to say it to Aftab. Only reason y'all making a big deal about this is because the people was white. What about all the other stuff that go on downtown and, all the other people who get knocked out and y'all see the videos and y'all just say, oh, that's bad. Look at them. Hold on, let me correct it or amend it just a little bit. Because it's black on white. Because they see videos of white girls getting knocked out too by white people. And they not like, oh, that's so horrible, it's so vicious, it's so this. But it's black people knocking out white people. And now it's horrible and vicious. I just want all y'all to know, I see you. Because I'm not the only one. I ain't no special nothing. We see you. We know what you doing. And maybe us knowing what you doing might help you stop doing it. I doubt it. But maybe if enough of us tell you, we see what you're doing. We see these racial flames you trying to stoke. We know you see white girls get knocked out and out there drunk every weekend. We know you see black people get jumped and beat up every weekend, and you're not filing charges against everybody involved. We know y'all see this stuff. We know the only reason y'all stoking these racial flames is because it's black people knocking out white people. We see you. If this is the case, the chief should be holding a press conference every weekend, every Monday. Press conference. What? There was a fight. We got video. We charging everybody involved. It's a fight on Main Street. We got video. We finding and charging everybody involved. It's a fight in Oakley. We got the video. We charging everybody involved. Y'all not doing that. Why? Why? You know why. I know why. They know why. Fame.
Edsel.
I'm sorry,
That's my
Edsel.
name. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. Damn. Did you forget? It's been a while since you've been rocking the mic.
I did forget. I apologize.
Oh, it's all good. I just gotta be honest with you. I'm a little confused. What's your I guess what are you upset about? Like he was like going off for your opening monologue, and I was just like, okay, well, I don't understand what he's mad about.
Well, first, I'm not mad. What I'm doing is I'm a little irritated that people can't say, or that people are trying to gloss over the catalyst for everything that happened.
I mean, I don't think nobody was trying to gloss over it.
You don't?
The catalyst.
Really?
I mean, I just think most people were just kind of like, okay, we got to do better with our reactions.
Who has to do better with their
people
reactions?
It didn't take 6 people to start jumping, old boy.
Hold on. Who has to do better with their reactions?
The people who jumped old boy on the ground.
Okay. Now do you see? You probably don't. But let me illustrate. That answer should help me illustrate to you why I was irritated. Because
Please.
Guess who else had a negative, unlawful reaction in that whole situation? Guess.
Yeah, the dude who started it.
Exactly. But we don't want to talk about him. What he did is okay, or it ain't that big of a deal. What they did is wrong. What
Who
he
said that?
did
Who
is...
said that? Who said he did was? Let me ask you a question. I don't know about you, but I'm not concerned about that white man. I'm more concerned about the brothers. Some people on the Wire show seem to know the guy, or one of these dudes. I'm not going to repeat the nickname, but
See,
I'm assuming it was a nickname. But some people apparently knew the guy.
okay, that irritates me
you know-
too, just so you know. But go ahead.
What's that?
It irritates me when people try to gloss over bad white behavior and use the excuse that, well, I'm not worried about them. I'm only worried about us. Because when you do that, what you do is you shine a spotlight on bad black behavior while putting in the shadows bad white behavior. I'm concerned about bad behavior, and even more so, I'm concerned with the fact that everybody is glossing over this white man's bad behavior. It's an afterthought, if a thought at all.
I think what you're doing is just really just trying to get yourself hyped up to put on a good show, which is very beneath you.
You can believe that.
You're a good orator. You're a good talker. You don't need to hype yourself up on some fake shit to deliver a good show.
Then help me understand this, Fame. Edsel, I asked you a simple question. Who needs to do something about their behavior? And not one time did you say anything about that white man, which means
I don't
that
give
you
a damn about
believe
him.
that his behavior was okay. He doesn't need to
I
adjust
never said
his
that.
behavior. When I asked you who needed to adjust their behavior, what did you say?
I don't remember. Please.
Did you say that white
refresh my
man?
memory.
Did you say the white man did?
No, because I'm like, this is a black show. I
Hold
ain't
on.
worried about white folks.
Why would you not
Because-
say that the white man needs to adjust his behavior if he needs to adjust his behavior?
Because if the white man doesn't adjust his behavior, when he gets in trouble, you know, it's not going to be as severe as the black man when he gets in trouble for not adjusting his behavior. And you know that going into the shit.
But that wasn't the question
not-
that was on the table. The
it
question that
doesn't
was on
matter
the
if that's
table
not the
was
question.
who
It doesn't
needs to
matter if that's not
adjust
the
their
question.
behavior. And the only fault that you could find was in the black people.
Well, let me ask you this:
All
if they both got charged, if you just had to just take a guess, they both got charged with the same thing. You know, something that carries 6 months in the joint, 6 months in the county.
Right?
Who do you think is more likely to get it, the black or the white?
The black.
Okay, then.
Okay, then what?
I'm worried about the black man not adjusting his behavior.
No. See, I
Because
think
he's gonna be the one that suffers more.
I think that's backwards thinking. See, I think, and that's just my opinion. I think it's backwards thinking because I think you can't, well, the black people are going to get it more, but ignore the white guy because in doing that, you minimize his bad behavior, which makes it even less of a chance that he's going to get severe consequences. If anything, we should shine a light on the catalyst for all of this as opposed to minimizing it. And then maybe if we begin to look at white bad behavior just as bad as black bad behavior, then we can move society to look at white bad behavior and say that's just as bad as black bad behavior. And then maybe we can move to where they treat them more equal. But if we keep ignoring the white bad behavior, that's never going to change.
Well, I mean, we can sit here and bellyache and bemoan everything that's done in society, but at the end of the day, this white guy is going to go in front of a white judge, in front of a white prosecutor, and a mainly white jury, if it's not all white jury. So, therefore, black folks,
okay.
and so the black folks going to go in front of these black folks are going to go in front of a white judge, white prosecutor. We know the prosecutor is going to be white. We may not know who the judge assigned to the case will be, but we know that the prosecutor is white. Pillage, right?
Presumably.
Oh, yeah. You know, unless it's a special prosecutor or they move it or something because
Right.
you know too much.
Or the feds
publicity or
come
whatever.
in and try to do some hate crime stuff.
And that's going to be more likely another white. As a matter of fact, the federal prosecutor around here is a white person. Am I not correct?
I don't know. Probably, but I don't know for sure.
I mean, yeah. I don't know if the person that took out the 3 council members, I don't know if they've been changed or not, but I mean, that person was white. You know, that's all I'm saying. You know, yeah, of course that white man, he dirty as fuck. You know, he did start it. You know, it kind of reminds me of that case of that woman. I forgot her last name is O'Neal. I forgot the name of her kid, but he was killed by a notoriously bad cop at a drug deal gone bad in Avondale. And basically, she gets no remorse because she gets no recourse. Basically, because her son was committing a felony at the time he was killed by the police. And if I'm not mistaken, everybody else, the people that survived, got charged with murder because they were all committing a felony, and while somebody was getting killed.
That's the way it goes down.
Right. And you know, unfortunately, you know, and I doubt there were many black people involved in the initiation of that law. Just like there won't be many black people involved when when the black suspects get jammed up in this case. You know, it just kind of reminds me of the guy who last week, the young fella who had the police bust out his windows.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was like, you know, all right, it appeared that the kid was fishing for a lawsuit, and got a little more than what he asked for. You know,
I didn't get that from that at all.
Because that was some punk ass shit. If you're going to stand there and talk all that shit to the cops and be that defiant, you got to be ready to throw them things.
That's ridiculous for you to
No,
say.
it's not ridiculous. That's some bullshit.
No,
to go out
it's
there
not.
and to go out there, be fishing for a lawsuit, you know. And
Again,
act like
that's
you wanna
your
put- take a stand with the
characterization
cops.
that he was fishing for a lawsuit. Sound to me like he was saying, I don't understand why I'm being pulled over. I don't think that that's a law that I broke, but could you please get me a supervisor? That is not, in my opinion, that's not grounds for getting your window busted out, getting punched in the face, repeatedly slammed, kicked, and all of that stuff.
It don't matter what it is. It's a possibility. It don't matter if it's legal or not. It's a possibility.
Well, but again,
So
all I'm saying is that your characterization that he was fishing for a lawsuit, I think is potentially slanderous.
Because real ones don't do that. Real ones don't do that.
What?
Real ones don't do that. You know, okay, it's whatever. I don't like what you're doing. I'm gonna handle this in court. I'm not handling this on the sidewalk.
That's nonsense. That's nonsense. What he was trying to do was de-escalate a situation by asking for a supervisor.
I don't think it's nonsense, but I mean, but we're going to agree to disagree just because, you know, we're so diametrically opposed on these situations.
Yes, sir.
You know, nothing's going to come out of it. However, on the Wyatt show last week, there was a gentleman who's running for city council, Kevin Farmer.
Okay.
You know, I let it be known that he was an asshole and, you know, a dickhead, everything. There's nothing special about this. There's nothing savory about this guy.
Hold on, let me say something. Hold on, I'm going to let you finish. I see Alethea calling in. Alethea, please call back when fame is done. I got some words for you, but call back when fame is done. Don't chicken out and not call back in. I got some words for you, sister. All right, go ahead, Fame.
Yes, yeah, you know. Kevin Farmer, you know, he was on the Wyatt show in the comments one day, and I said, hey, you know, give me 45 characters or less. Tell me why I should vote for you. And he literally said to me, I don't need your vote. And okay. I said, wow, the lack of gravitas was just befuddling. You know, and I want to issue the same statement to Iris Rowley. She's an asshole. I don't care if she's listening or not. She made some post yesterday. I said, this is a kind of self-serving post. Like, you know, what do you mean? We should be offering thanks to the people who tried to help this, that, and the other. There's no thanks for doing your job. You don't get a cookie for that shit. And she
That's not their job.
Huh?
That's not their job.
Yeah, I know. But that's what I'm saying. But she's a city employee or contractor.
I'm saying you said that. If I understood, maybe I misunderstood what you were saying. I thought you were saying you heard Iris saying that, you know, we should be maybe, I'm going to use the term celebrating, but celebrating the people who were attempting to break up that fight. And you're like, that's their job.
No. She was trying to celebrate the civic people.
Oh, okay.
The civic leaders. You know, she was talking about people like JML or Lemon Kearney. I forgot what her JLK, whatever.
Her name is Jan Michelle Lemon Kearney. Don't say that nonsense.
Whatnot. Yeah, and it was just like, yo, you know, they don't get no cookie for doing their job. What is this? You know, why are you coming on here tooting your horn for something like this? Like, are you serious, lady? You know, she kind of, you know, fired back at me. Said, you know, with some old personal stuff, and I fired. But, you know, she even asked me, like, are you the one that's been complaining to City Hall? I said, no, I'm not. I don't know what you're referring to, but I think that's rather unprofessional to ask me if I was the one complaining. You know, like, what's your trip, lady? You know, I'm not about to be one of these people to just sit up here and just love on you unconditionally. You know, I see a grifter. I don't care what anybody says. I see a grifter in her. You know,
I don't see that, but I'm just sharing my thoughts.
You don't. I know you, but you know, you also have to keep appearances as well. I mean, you are a podcaster, you know, with a little bit of a pull, to be able to, get an interview with her and others.
Me?
And I just thought she was very, very, very just snobbish and supercilious. Like, damn, what's her problem? Like, is that how you talk to a citizen and you're employed by the city?
All right.
I kind of called her out on it on her own page. I don't care. So, there's that. But, so yeah, her and Kevin Farber, two local dickheads. Okay, the white man that started this stuff slapped the guy. I don't know why he thought nobody would fire back. Like I said on the Wyatt Show, slapping the man is the most ancient form of disrespect. It's almost assured that, especially a black man from the inner city, you slap him like that, open hand slap, he's coming back immediately.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
well, I'm glad that you finally got the cojones to say that dude was wrong.
I said, well, maybe I didn't want to be repetitive because I said it on the Wyatt Show.
Okay.
Okay? Damn. You ever questioned my balls? I was like, damn, when did that become part of the game? You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? But no, it's all good. But that was all I had wanted. And the gentleman who cold socked that woman, I mean, he's about to get something. That's the hate crime. They're gonna drop all the hate crimes on jumping them. They're gonna say that was a hate crime on a woman.
I'm sure they'll fish and call it a hate crime, and if they got some black people on the jury, then they'll probably get it.
Oh yeah, because a black person that's willing to sit on a jury, especially a federal jury, is more than likely somewhat conservative.
I'm willing to sit on a jury; they just won't have me.
Exactly, and this is well known about you. So when they see that name, Emanuel Livingston, come up on the veneer, they make sure, like, do not put him on any significant juries. They might put you on a little dope case. Little young bull got caught with, a couple 4.5 grams or something. You know what I'm saying? And they put you on some piddly shit like that, but like something significant. No, Emanuel Livingston ain't getting on that jury.
Oh.
Nathaniel Livingston up in Wood County. He ain't getting on that jury.
That's terrible.
You understand me? So that's all I got. It's always a pleasure. I'm glad to see you back, and we'll holler back soon. And yes, the howl is still there. Listen. Oh.
All right, Edsel. I need to see some ID. I was just saying. Now, let me say this about Iris Rowley. I like Iris. Iris can rub you the wrong way. Y'all know what I mean. Me and Iris got into it once or twice, long time ago, until she got to know me and I got to know her. But before then, yeah, she can, because she stand up for what she believe in, and she's unapologetic about it. And not that there's anything wrong with that in and of itself, but, if there's a misunderstanding of any sort, you know what I'm saying? Iris is quick to be like, okay, and what you gonna do about it, And I ain't got nothing against that, but if you ask me what you gonna do about it, I gotta think real quick, what am I gonna do about it? I'm gonna tell you, you know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, we had our little whatever, but we talked, and I like Iris. But I understand how, some people, which is kind of how I understand how some people don't care for me, because some people hear, a strong, resolute personality and, all of that kind of stuff, and it rubs them the wrong way. So I get it. Twin.
What's up, E, man? Welcome back.
Thank you, sir. And welcome back to you as well.
Yeah, I thought you was thinking you tomorrow, not today. But I know it was itching you to get on today. You thought what?
I
said it probably was itching you to get on today to talk about this issue.
It really wasn't until I listened to Wyatt's show, and I heard that damn Alethea and that other lady, Linda Matthews. I heard them and I was like, oh, I can't believe they saying this stuff. So I had to come on.
What area is she from? You know her personally, Linda Matthews?
I have no idea.
I'm trying to see, was she the one that's out of Zone 15?
I don't know.
Doubt it, though. Never heard of it, though.
I don't know her, so I don't have anything personal against her. Just the things that I heard her saying today infuriated me.
Yeah, it was same as Fame. He wasn't keeping that same energy over there with Wyatt. He's just saying something different now over here. But he wasn't keeping that same energy like he talking to you now.
Okay,
it
I didn't hear him
with
on Wyatt,
It seemed like he was with the white dude at first. So he wasn't keeping that same. He pump faking, man.
Okay.
So he wasn't keeping that. And Emmanuel, let me tell you this, player. Let me tell you this, man.
Tell me.
It's called, man, your damn business. I don't care who you is, white, black, brown, whatever race you is. I don't care. That girl, I don't condone it, Emmanuel. She shouldn't have jumped in people's business. You should have just gone on. You go down there, Emmanuel. Say if it's flip the strip, man. Say if it's just all black people. I walk up to you, man, kick your car. Nigga, fuck you and all that. Man, you go jump out his body like, man, what's wrong with you? It depends. Sometimes you might walk away. Sometimes you might not. Man, you on some goofy drunk stuff. So you go crash out. You keep on coming at me and I'm walking away, it's going to be a problem. And then I kick your car and everything and slap your girl up and everything. Man, it's definitely going to be a... Man, like I was telling Wyatt earlier, man, they don't even square up no more one-on-one. It's with one fight, we all fight. We in a new area, man. Ain't nobody fight, man. They got guns out here. They jumping people out here. Every video you see on social media, Emmanuel, they jumping people.
That's very true. Almost every video, they jumping.
Yeah, it ain't no one-on-one no more, man. They jumping you. If not, they go steal on you, and here come the next punch. His brother or cousin go follow behind with like it's a WWE match. Come on, man.
Well, they don't do that in WWE, but I understand what you're saying.
Well, you know the tag team match, man.
Yeah, they don't do that.
Oh, man, whatever, extra. So, yeah, Emmanuel, and then that lady, man, she just look at it as a racial issue, like we savage and all that doing, and all that Tristan Mackey, whatever damn name, that federal phrase wench, man, I can't stand her, man. She get on there and she act like it's black folks doing this, black folks doing it. Then from some of the whine about other owners came on there, I would have never came on that. Then I just looked at the chat and Wyatt chat. They showing Channel 5 was on there. Only thing they pointing the camera is showing the black business down there. Man, they ain't got nothing to do with it. It ain't happening in front of my establishment. Why is y'all showing my business on there? And then they don't even they don't stick out. Oh, it's our problem. But y'all ain't record cuff them other white folks who was fighting down there. But it's always a black issue. That's my thing, man. Let me tell you this, Emmanuel. You got a big event, man, that come every year in Cincinnati. That's a money maker.
All right.
Why in the hell you wouldn't even put no damn security or police on there? I'm running. Y'all just announced the other day to a task force coming out 2-3 in the morning.
Wait.
So what?
Hold on.
Hold on. Go ahead, Emmanuel.
I'm certain there was security there. I mean, they're probably not gonna have, like every few inches of downtown covered with, police. But I'm certain there was security down there.
Man, it was because I was down there. But man, they was down there listening to the fans, where them fans at, and twerking. That's what police be doing, man. Y'all said it was gonna be task force walking all through the streets on the bikes and all that. Where they at now? Oh, it's a black folks thing. It's an issue now. Y'all done jumped out our people. Everybody going to jail. Come on, man. Come on, what about the things that happen in certain communities, like you said, whether it's showing videos and having there or not, you're accessory to the crime. If you video, you part of it too. Why you ain't stopping?
Well,
so you're accessory to the crime.
I don't agree with that, but...
Why come you don't agree with it, Wyatt? Emmanuel?
Just because I record something doesn't mean that I'm an accessory to it. I have a right to record anything I see out in public. So me recording something doesn't mean I have anything to do with it.
Go to Illinois in Cook County and see what happened to you if you recording a crime. See what happened to you.
Nothing.
Okay. And let the police be doing something
Nothing.
to somebody. And you recording them. Man, that's a fine, man. In Illinois.
No, it's not.
Unless they change the law, you cannot record police that's interfering with police business.
No.
That's a crime.
No, it's not. It's not.
They changed it, man. Yes, I'm trying to tell you how it is, man. They used to do it, man.
I'm telling you, you're wrong.
Okay. How you gonna tell me about Illinois? I'm not wrong.
Because
just like the air freshener that hang in your window,
I'm telling
in your car, you can't even ride with that in Illinois.
I don't care about that. I'm telling you that if I am in public, I can record anything that I can see.
I'm talking about with police interference.
I'm talking about with the police. You can't interfere.
No, you can't. In Illinois, you cannot, man. How you gonna tell me? And I'm from there.
Because
you cannot.
Just because you're from somewhere don't mean you right about everything about it. You're wrong. The Constitution gives me that right. Even if they pass a law that says that, it'll be challenged and overturned. The Constitution gives me that right.
I want you to call Cook County and see if that law still in Cook County in place.
I don't.
Because back then, you cannot record no damn police interference with something. You recording them what they do. You cannot do that.
Yes, you can.
That was law in Cook.
If
no, you can't.
Are in public, you can record. You can't interfere with them, but you can record it. Now,
before they even brought these body cams and all that out, it was like that, man. You couldn't record them.
Oh, my goodness. What I'm telling you is that they may have illegally arrested, detained, fined, all of that kind of stuff. They may have done that, but it was not legal.
Well, anyway, off that subject,
yeah,
he was wrong for what he did, Emanuel, and everything, or knocking that lady out, but you don't get it. Just mind your business, man. You could have kept going. But they don't really show the beginning of the video. They took it off Facebook and everything. Oh, girl had the video and they hurry up and delete. This audio is not available anymore. This video is not available anymore. They hurry up and snatch it, but they kept you with him getting knocked out and the brothers beating him, jumping him, and the lady getting knocked out. They kept that, Emanuel, but they hurry up and delete it. And the old girl, I was like, where is that? And she's like, they won't let me pull it back up. I'm like, oh, wow. And she was right there and everything.
All right.
Showed how it went down and all. I'm like, man, this crazy. Y'all label as savage and all that, but y'all doing the same thing. Then you come your vice mayor and all them. Well, this is not tolerated in our city. No, man, yeah, whatever. Keep that damn same energy, man. When they act that, y'all don't show they video, but when it's come to us, it's a problem. No, man. That shouldn't be right, man. Everybody should be treated all the same, but it don't. It's like we damn savage for real. Animals, like they say. It shouldn't be like that. That man should have minded his own damn business. Kicking cars, I don't care what Macho Man Savage got in your body. Them damn 2, 5, 6 beers and whatever tequila you was drinking. No, man. This what happens when you mess around and find out.
I'm confused.
And that woman should have stayed out, man. No, man, you walk around kicking folks' cars and probably calling them N-words, man. Get on, man. This what happened. So you feel like you want to do that. This what you deserve. I hate it went down like that, but it is what it is. I'm not having no sympathy for nobody, man. Because I probably would have walked away. I ain't about to argue with you. It's 2 of us and 80 of y'all. No, I'm cool.
I'm tell you, I'm confused. I don't know who you talking about when and what they did.
Man, what happened down at that that white man? He should have minded his damn business.
The white man.
That's what should have happened.
That's what you were saying. The white
man should have kept going, man.
His own business. Okay.
It would have escalated, man. He would have stopped that.
Okay.
If he would have just minded his own business, but hey, this is what you get. I don't have no sympathy for that. You just nitpicking for what? For what, man? Because you drunk, you 6'4", whatever tall you is, want to slap people. No, keep your hands to yourself, dude. You and your lady wouldn't get knocked out. Now you want to have sympathy. He come to, hey, we got 5 people locked up and all that. Man, yeah, whatever, man.
I
Shouldn't
don't
be
think
like that.
I don't think
He should. He provoked that and everything.
Hey, I agree.
What you say, man?
I agree based on what I saw and what I understand. He provoked it. I don't think his wife deserved to get knocked out, and all of that kind of stuff. I don't know.
Did she pull that girl head?
But
did she pull her wig off or something?
But if somebody is, assaulting my spouse, I'm gonna pull them off too.
Hey, man, check this out. Okay. This is I'm gonna see. Do you agree with me?
Oh.
Say I'm gang banging, right?
Say what?
Shorty out there too.
Hold on.
Say I'm out there gang banging.
Oh, you would never do that.
No, I'm saying I'm out there. Whatever. Say I'm out there gang banging. Right. Shorty shoot at me. Is it right that I shoot back?
Sure.
Huh?
Sure.
So you call for this. You want to be manly too. Get in the business and everything. So what's the difference, Emanuel?
Well, there's a huge difference between trying to pull somebody off your spouse and trying to murder somebody.
Man, a fight is a fight. A murder is a murder. I don't care how you put it.
You're right.
You jump in the business,
fight and a murder
is
a murder, but they're not necessarily the same. I don't even necessarily understand the point that you were trying to make with that analogy.
I don't care, man. I'm saying I don't care I'm just saying it's okay. It's okay to get her a pass because she a woman, even though she's shooting at me or fighting me or stabbing, whatever. It's okay. Regardless of that, she a stud. She a female. No, she want to be a nigga and all that, gang banging like the nigga, so she get treated like one. And just like she wanted, that's her husband. You defending your husband, and you jump in the business, you go get treated like it. Come on, man.
Okay, wait. So
just stay out of it.
Wait, just so that I understand, the point that you were making is that because she got involved in the melee, then she deserved whatever she got.
Man, she should have dragged. No, she don't deserve what she got. But when you get in the business like that, and then you snatch a lady wig off, and you know black folks don't play about their hair and that thing, this is what you get. And then dude socked her, and the reason why he socked her, you want to get in the business, bop, laid out too. You getting it too. Everybody getting out. Jump in if you want to. Probably if it was another brother who they probably, spared their life, they probably go, do him in too. Everybody can get it out there.
Okay.
That's how he was treating the system. The whole thing, man.
I think they went too far, Twin, in their response. I understand how and why one can do that, but I think they went too far in their response. This ain't gonna sound great, but I'm all in on a good beat now. But at some point, you won, and get out of there.
I mean, yeah, they did. They went to because I was expecting when I first seen him, man. Real talk, I thought it was little kids at first, like teenagers, like maybe 25, and I'm like, man, that's some grown people. Because I thought it was some 25, 21 shorty out there jumping, and then I'm like, man, that's Goonie, and that's such and such as, oh man, there's some grown people out there. That's how I thought. But excuse me, dude. Man, he should have just mind his business, man. You know how them white folks is get drunk and, think they march your man Randy Savage out there. And, hey, this is the receipt you get, man. You don't get no refund.
All right.
All right, man.
Have a wonderful day. All right. That was Twin. He spoke his mind. And you can't be against somebody speaking their mind. You might not always understand the way things are processed in their mind. But he had thoughts. Alathelia?
Don't start, okay? And don't send your goons after me. And you're threatening me and stuff. And I'm letting you know I'm going to record this just in case you threaten me.
Well, you should record this because then maybe you can listen back and learn some
Oh
stuff.
my gosh.
No, let me
What are
say
you
this.
picking on me now for? Like, what did I do to disturb your day?
Let me tell
As a
you
matter of
what you.
fact, you haven't been on it so long, you don't even have no cool points no more.
I never had cool points. I have the opposite
Well,
of cool points. What's the
you
opposite of cool
did.
points? Nerd points. I have nerd points. But hold on, let me
Well, congratulations on you going back to school.
thank you. Let me
You're
tell
welcome.
you what you said that vexed me earlier.
Okay.
I heard you bashing black men, like unashamedly bashing black men. And y'all know that I don't like it when y'all
You
make
heard me bash a black man?
yes. Y'all know
Was it the truth or was it a lie? No, I thought I uplifted black men.
that's what you thought
But
you were
I
doing.
also told the truth on black men too.
What do you
Some.
think that
I didn't say all now. Wait a minute.
You
'cause
didn't
you're
say
trying to
some?
I see what this is.
You didn't say
I see what
some.
this is. I'm going to tell you, you swing on me, I'm going to swing on your brother because I don't want to beat up no Christian man. I want to go to heaven, not hell, okay?
But you didn't say some black men got. What did you keep saying about them? They got. You didn't say
I know
anger
what you
issues.
said. I know what I said.
What?
I said that some black men
No,
are they're
no,
they're
no, no,
tempered,
no, no, no,
they're
no, 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 no.
aggressive,
Stop. You didn't say some. So
immature.
stop trying to make
Huh?
it sound like you said some black men here when
I
you was
did
over
say
there. You did
some.
not say some. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No,
Eli.
no, no.
Eli. And I'm going to tell you what I said. I actually praised the black men that actually tried to stop the fight that actually was very successful with halting the first fight because they was actually squared up trying to duke it out.
I heard
And then I actually spoke on black women that said, damn, I mean, I'm embarrassed as a black woman. Like, what are y'all doing trying to stop
That
a
irritated me
man
too.
hitting? I know that irritated you, but it didn't irritate me. That's just how I felt. I did feel I'm a black woman. You always judging people. Even if I had baby hairs, Eli, you will judge me off of baby hairs, let alone stomping a white man head in with some
I
old
would judge
Navy
you off of
flip-flop.
baby
Let's
hairs.
be
I'm
real.
not gonna lie about that. You got me on that.
Exactly. So don't do that. Don't do that. Don't get in your fifis today. It is what it is. As black women, I think they shouldn't involve themselves in that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it put them in harm's way. Like, if those white men would have attacked them back, it would have made it worse. Stay back, stay out of it, or help your black fellow community calm down. Why are you fighting? What did they do to you? Nothing.
Hold on, let me tell
It's
you.
just,
I agree with that sentiment, but what I don't like that you were doing, and I've heard you do it before, is I don't like the generalization.
and I'll do it again.
Is I don't like the generalizations of black women got bad attitude. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Black men
Whoa!
can't control
Whoa!
their temperature or they temper and all of that kind of
Say
stuff.
that.
I
Like,
don't.
you judge women off of their outfits. You judge women off of their hairstyles. That's not, no, what I said
But
was.
that's judging those individuals. You painted a broad brush as at everything you said negative about black men, how they can't control their temper, and you know they don't
I
have
said
no
all men.
problem
I said even
solving
the white men.
skills.
I said one group was emotional and the other group was privileged to me. That's what I looked at it at. That's why I judged it. I watched it. You can't tell me what I saw. But I get
can
why
tell
you're
you-
upset, but I wouldn't say, Eli, you're emotional. But even when Twin raised his voice at you get right up there with him. You don't have to follow the temperament he's going with, his vibe. Like, you stay cool, calm, collect. You're not upset. He's upset. But you go right up there with him. Right up there with him. You get fired right up.
Well-
That's why I said men, some men, and actually I said even in the chat, the podcast I was on, I said even in there, they will drop their addy in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. It's a chest thumping thing. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm not used to men acting with that mannerism. Just, fighting, calling each other names, talking about them, screenshotting. It's just too much. I guess it's like feminine behavior is what I should say. But then when they get around each other, then they want to become like too aggressive, and it's not attractive. It don't make them men to me. And I will say some.
Well, you didn't say some.
I'm stuttering.
You didn't. You said men, and you said women, and you talked about some bad traits of women, but you applied them across the spectrum of black women, and I don't like that. I don't.
I talked about the women who were present at the fight. I was talking about the fight. That's what we were talking about.
You said black women are too aggressive.
They are acting as if you don't think those women who were there were acting like the men.
Again, those women may have been too aggressive.
That's what I was talking about. I wasn't talking about in a whole. I was talking about the fight. Think about what I was talking about. Don't sit here and try to pick a fight with me. I'm not going there with you. I don't like to fight men.
Alethea, first, let me be clear about this. You're not gonna bully me,
sir.
Okay? You're not gonna
bully me.
You can bully.
I'm gonna stand my ground.
You can bully them other people, but you're not going to loud talk and over talk me to silence me and make me wait until you say what you say before I can say what I say. So
okay, go ahead.
Now, what I'm saying is, I know that it's a small thing for some people, like, man, you be too picky on this and this and that. But I think we're in a situation as a people where we can't even slip up and paint ourselves with a broad negative brush. So while listening, I may feel...
I think you're very sensitive on this right now.
Emanuel Livingston. You're trying to bully me again. I ain't even finished talking. You over talking me.
Go ahead, finish.
So I may have understood, and I didn't, but I may have understood the point you were trying to make, but I believe we have to be careful when we paint ourselves with a negative broad brush, because there are people who can always use that to justify what they already believe about us. Black women are so aggressive. See, listen, that's a black woman even saying it. And then it justifies it to them and to other people. So I am very sensitive about that. And when I hear it, it does bother me. And you did it. And so I said, I'm going to call her out on that, because I think it's important. I think words are important. And it's important that we pay attention to the way that we characterize ourselves. And not just other people. There are some black people, some black men and some black women who feel like black women are aggressive. And then they hear Alethea say black women are aggressive. And they like, see, I told you. So I just think we have to be careful with that.
Can I speak now?
Yes, ma'am.
I hear you. And I don't want you to think I don't hear you. But I think what you're doing is mixing what you don't like with what I actually said. I said those women that jumped out of the car who was stumping, one actually stumping 3 times. Mm-hmm. The other one got her wig pulled off. I said they're too masculine. It's time for black women to remain women. Calm the situation down. Now, you're talking about a big, wide spectrum of black women or two. No, I would never say that, because all black women don't look like that to me. We all have a temper, but they should have stayed out of it because they weren't affected by what was going on. There's no reason why they should have got in that. And I also said the white woman was just as aggressive, and that's why she got knocked out. I said, that should have happened? No. But if she stayed in a woman's place, which was out that man's face, and worried about her husband, protect her husband was getting stumped out, Eli. Like, that's why I was telling you, like, she should have drugged that man out that street, away to a police, wherever safety was. I would not have been antagonizing another man. And so, because after she did that, they went back to her husband and beat him down some more. Like, I was saying, just stay graceful. There is no place that a woman should be than fighting a man. And that's all I stated. That's where my thoughts were. So I understand what you're saying, and I agree. I will never downgrade the black woman and say, oh, they're too masculine, they're too aggressive. That's not what I was talking about. I was talking about this fight. They were very aggressive. They were out of place. They were out of line. And I also stated that about the white woman.
Okay. So we okay. Let me ask you this.
Okay.
What are you cooking for your husband tonight?
We're in the car taking my mom to get. I just got out, first of all. Okay. I just got off of work. And matter of fact, y'all got me in trouble at work because I work with a lot of white people, and I have you on speaker because my husband took my AirPods, right? So I had to leave you on speaker, and y'all just out here just white people, black people. I was like, y'all really about to get me kicked out of here, okay?
Look, I just want to make sure, you know what I'm saying, that nothing I said upset you, and that, your husband is very well taken care of this evening.
Backing up too. I can't believe you just said that. Oh, you're gonna try to out me because I corrected you on what you got upset with me about.
I'm just saying. I just want to make sure that the brother is okay. That's it.
The brother is fine.
Okay.
The brother is fine. And he said he wanted to get some sleep tonight, so he told you not to start with me.
I just want you to be pleasant to that brother. That's it. Just be pleasant.
He said he about to call your show now.
On your show. I never speak, but I'm a speaker.
No, that is hilarious. But yeah, if I ever misspeak like that, I don't mind you calling me out because I represent my black women. I love my black women. I think they're phenomenal. I do. I don't think there's no other woman like them, seriously. But I just know that's not a good look for us.
Okay.
That's why I said I was embarrassed. Like, no, like this ain't what we do, But it was horrible what I saw. I do agree with you. I don't think people spent enough time to say what they think the charges on the white man should be because he was, he started it. And, of course, I think we should be playing their game. Call the police. Yeah. Because the first one they call, that's who they're coming for. Yep. Like, they're coming to your aid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it helps. It helps you. Because you were slapped. So you should have called the police on that guy.
I agree.
And if he further put his hands on you, you have the right to defend yourself.
Yes.
And I think that's just what I'm trying to say. It's like, we have to learn the right way versus somebody put their hands on me, I'm going to put my hands on them. But now it's your word against theirs.
Right.
So you have to do something in between there to protect yourself. And I also stated a man have a responsibility, whether husband, boyfriend, partner, to protect who he's with at the time. There's no way I would want my husband to act as if that white man or the black man. I would never want my husband either side of that because it can go either way.
All right. Yeah, we agree.
Finally.
All right.
Finally.
Hold on.
Now, what Miss Livingston cooking tonight?
Hold on. Wait. Before I answer that, are you driving?
No, I'm not. Donald is.
Okay. I want you to take your left hand and just as he's driving, stroke the back of his neck and his head. Just pleasantly. Okay.
I'll slap the... No, I got it. My mom over here cracking up. I'm going to tell her don't listen to your show. So you won't get targeted just like me and my sister.
Oh.
Well, good conversation, Eli. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you as well. Have a wonderful evening.
Good night.
All
you
right.
too. Bye-bye.
Yeah, just stroke. I like it when Mrs. Livingston do that. When I'm driving and she reach over and just kind of stroke the back of my head and my neck. It's pleasant. It's affectionate. It's not too intrusive. If you do it right, every once in a while she do it wrong and she kind of move my head. I'll be like, what you doing? That's hard. Soft, baby. Soft. All right. Oh. Grab Brent.
I'm just glad you said wanted Alethea to stroke her husband, the back of his head, because Mama in the back seat. You don't stroking other things.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I don't even know why your mind went there, Brent. You nasty.
It's the words that you use. You have to be careful because we crazy at times. We crazy at times. But yeah, no Rasmus report today. I know time has run along. Why didn't you call out Yolanda for being Shelly?
That was not Shelly.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Because Shelly, I'm sure she's getting a couple of different child support checks from black dudes because she's been messing with black dudes. But she had a bunch of pregnant pauses in there like Shelly would do, and just could not bring herself to say that if hypothetical, if the white man would have started, he was wrong. She just would not bring herself to say it, and that's something that Shelly would do. But if anything else, they share some of the same traits.
I would agree. They did. But I'm fairly certain that was not Shelly.
Okay. All right. And lastly, with folks are talking about you got to break that up and what's all going on, and people that were now the people egging it on, they shouldn't have been doing that. But if you just there filming for documentation's sake, if you try to break it up, man, you are just asking for it.
Yeah.
Because even back, because people have this Pollyanna, back in my day, we didn't fight and we didn't jump. We fought one-on-one. It was heads up. Back in my day, in the 80s, I remember walking home from a basketball game and was going over to my cousin's house, and there was a group of folks who lived in Brandon Drive. That was like one of the project areas, but it didn't make a difference. But two girls started to argue, and this one dude, he was a big dude, he tried to, break it up. Next thing you know, boom, a dude hit him in the back of the head, and then next thing you know, the two girls and two other guys was jumping him, dropping boots on him and everything. And I'm like, oh. And he got up, and all of them kept on walking home. So that just taught me right there, hey, if you ain't directly involved in it, you stay out of it, because you never know. You could be collateral damage. You could be out there trying to do the right thing and get caught with anything, because not everyone there knows your intentions.
And I'll tell you, the only people, like, I won't even be like, hey, chill out. I won't even do that if I don't know you, because I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I know you and something going on, hey, bro, come on. No, come on. Stop, whatever. But if I don't know you, I'm not even, my voice ain't you. Nope.
Look, I'm going to be like Brother James Muhammad when he saw that dude get folded up.
He said he didn't get knocked out.
That story will never cease to be funny. Oh my goodness. But yeah. Oh yeah. And one thing, just from Lincoln Show, the one thing I learned out of that whole Smitherman call is that he is not running for mayor. But if he was mayor, I know what he would do.
And again, I didn't hear Smitherman's call on Lincoln. I heard Smitherman's call on the morning show on 700 WLW.
Yeah, Lincoln. Well, because he kept on saying it over and over again. I'm not mayor. I was vice mayor, but I'm not mayor. But if I was mayor, I would have the National Guard. I would have called the governor, and I'd have had the National Guard for one fight out of 100,000 plus people.
Yeah,
you're gonna call the National Guard because you saw Sweet Polly Purebred get knocked out. Man, jokers like that, and his call went on way, way too long. But goodness, when was the last time, when you were still there at the station, when was the last time that Smitherman actually called in?
I couldn't even tell you. He hadn't called in such a long time. But again, I believe, because, I tuned in much later and saw some comments about Smitherman had called in. And I knew then Lincoln heard Smitherman say that inflammatory stuff on 700 WLW. Lincoln probably called Smitherman and said, hey, can you call all that stuff you was saying on 700? Can you call and say it on my show? It'd really get people fired up. And Smitherman said, sure, I'll call and say it on your show. And that's what happened. So I knew that was what happened. And he figured if you call and say some inflammatory stuff, people will be mad, they'll call, and then it's an easy day for me.
Yeah, and that's why I've called him out before when he says that it's good radio. And I always would tell him it's good radio for who and for who and at whose expense.
Right.
If it's at our expense, oh, hell no. You cut them jokers short. You may let them get on, but you do them like they used to do Glenn down the dial. You have them hold on forever, and then you save them to the last few minutes, and then you cut them short, and then over-talk them and cut them short. But, yeah. And we don't need to know what folks like Smitherman think and what them racists think. We already know that. If it's something righteous for black people, guess what? By default, they are against it.
Yep.
So, but, yeah. All right, but that's all I got. I'll keep it short today.
All right. Hey, I appreciate
all
your
right,
call.
you have a good one.
All right. B-Rab, I saw you called a couple times. You can call back. I'll take your call. I got to get out of here shortly. But I'll wait for B-Rab to call in and get his thoughts out. Jericho says, so you think he did it purposely? Absolutely. That's one of the plays that's one of the main plays in his playbook. Get somebody to say something inflammatory and sit back and let everybody call in and respond to it. I mean, it ain't just him. It really is kind of a, in terms of like talk radio and all that kind of stuff, depending on the type of talk radio. That's a ploy that is used. You're going to get people to respond. It's going to make people mad. It's going to get them fired up. They're going to want to respond, so they're going to call in. So you don't have a whole lot to do. That's just the way it is. Just the way it is. The way some people do it. I would have never done it. Like if I would have called, if I hear you say something inflammatory, and I'm like, hey, why don't you call my show? Say the same stuff that you said over there. I'm calling you because for me, it's like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Why don't you, to me, why don't you say that to our face? You know what I'm saying? So we can challenge you, like legitimately challenge the stuff that you're saying. Like, oh, we animals and we this and this and this and that. Say that to my face. Call my show and say what you said over there. That would be, the spirit behind it with me, as opposed to, why don't you call my show and say what you said over there? But that's just, different philosophies. One's not right and the other's wrong. They're just different. All right. It don't look like B-Rab is going to call in. I was giving him room to call in. But yeah, it don't look like he gonna call in. I appreciate everybody hanging out with me. I do have some stuff that I have to do, and I just received a call. I gotta call him back. Everybody, enjoy the rest of your day. Have a great day, and just do not let them trick you into, we can't say that what that white guy did was wrong and all of that kind of stuff. Don't let them trick you into that. We should be louder. The louder that they are, calling us animals and all of that kind of stuff, the louder we should be saying, wait, but didn't he start everything? Ain't it a legal principle that the person who starts everything, if you are the reason it started, you are responsible for the outcome? So if y'all gonna charge somebody with knocking out the white lady, charge him. He should get charged with that too. Because none of it would have happened if it wasn't for him. Some people ain't gonna like the stuff I said today. I want to tell y'all, I don't care. I'm telling the truth. If I said anything on here that's not true, somebody call me on it. Somebody call me on it. All right. Enjoy the rest of y'all evening. And as always, Jerica said tomorrow at 6. I'm not sure. Probably tomorrow at 6. But I can't say with 100% certainty. I don't know what's going to happen. But that is the plan. That is the plan. Until then, be the reason that somebody smiles today. Till next time, I'm out, y'all. Peace.